to our finance clinic, and I am Dr. Pardon Mwansa, your host. It has been a great privilege at the finance clinic to review together with you signs of financial stress and also to understand principles that govern good financial management. Also to review strategies that a person can use when they are managing their wealth. We have been so blessed to hear from many of you sharing with us that you have been blessed as you have watched these shows. We have heard from as far as Mongu. I heard from Mr. Imasiku of Mongu. We've heard from as far as Mazabuka, from Mr. Isaac Sakala. We've heard from James of Undola. We've heard from Edison, all the way from Livingston. We've heard from Mr. Titus Ingulube, all the way from Mufrila. We've heard from Shadrach Dio from Lusaka and from Simwanza of Chunga, Lusaka. So we know that the finance clinic and the show is blessing many. I would appeal to you, when the show comes up, every time it comes Sunday 20 hours, Zambian time, get glued, take your pen, and come with us on the show. Speaking of which, I now invite you to go with me to the board to review the signs of a person who needs the finance clinic. Yeah. Sign number 1. When you are being threatened to be taken to court, or when you are actually taken to court. You know, the reason why somebody will threaten you to take you to court is because there is so much that they have tried to do to collect their money from you, and you are not helping them. And the only resort they have is to use the law of the land. When you are being threatened that they will take you to court, just know that your financial life, your financial management have reached a point that need help. Secondly, when you start writing post-dated checks, post-dated checks are checks that you write to pay somebody, but you write on the check a future date. The reason why you've written a future date is because you don't have money at that time for that check to clear. In most cases, lending institutions or those who you owe will, as an attempt to collect their money, simply say, we won't take you to court if you write us a post-dated check or post-dated checks, so that we will cash them when you have money into your account. Trust me, when you start writing post-dated checks, you need to listen to the finance clinic and you need to be advised so that you will get back on course. With these signs, now we are ready for today's topic, which is the nature of money. The nature of money. You know, we have been discussing different presentations on the show, but we've not defined this thing, wealth or money. What is it? And how does wealth relate to human beings? How does it impact human beings? And so, as is our custom, we went out to the public to again sample the public opinions. And we went there with 3 questions. Question 1, does more money make a person happy? Does having more money make a person happy? Question 2, do you think if you had more money yourself, you will be happier than you are today? Do you think if you had more money yourself, you'd be happier than you are today? And the 3rd question, who is happier than the other? Is it the poor or is it the rich? Or can they both be happy? At this time, as we now delve into the content of today's topic, the nature of money, I would like you to first of all pause for a moment and let's put the topic into perspective. We began our shows by speaking about the necessity of having skills and knowledge of how to manage finances. We shared the advantages of learning the skills and understanding and the consequences of failing to manage money well. We also shared the financial lifespan planning in which we segmented what people need to do from age 0 to 25, and from 25 to 60, and from 60 to 70 plus, outlining different things that help a person under each of these categories to know how to adequately or ably manage their wealth or their lifespan of wealth. But what we have not done is to understand the nature of wealth. The nature of this wealth that people are managing. What is wealth? How does wealth behave? How does wealth impact human beings? What does it do? What does it not do? What can money do and what can money not do? And so I would like to invite you to now go with me on this journey of exploring the nature of money. To start with, fact number one about the nature of money. No one brings wealth on earth at the time of birth. We all are born naked and bring nothing into this world. You know what is sobering about that point is that when you understand, you go to any hospital, go to any village, go to any person who has been in the delivery room. We don't have testimonies of children who are born with a bunch of money in their hands. We don't have testimonies of children born with clothes. At the time of birth, we come with our birthday suit, absolute naked, no clothes on us, nothing that is on us. The significance of this point is that you then need to know that wealth is something you find on earth when you are born. Therefore, it is not something you bring so that you would actually say, I brought wealth on earth, therefore it is my wealth. There is no wealth you bring on earth. Naked you came, naked you existed. Second point, fact number 2. Nobody takes wealth or money from this earth. We exit through death just the way we came into the world. When a person dies, it's a fundamental statement that they take nothing from this world. Absolutely nothing. The matter they found when they were born, they leave that matter on earth. Now, let me share how deep this is in understanding the nature of wealth. I read a story about a very wealthy person in Kenya who instructed through a will that he wanted to be buried in his car. So, according to this story, when he died, they placed him. I saw the picture. He lay there in the car in the seat, dead, and was buried. So, I want to believe that that is how he was buried. But let's analyze that. Let's understand that. That man had no clue whether they put him in the car or not, because the dead have nothing to do with wealth when they die. When we go and die, there is absolutely no access to wealth. What this means is that just the way we came in naked, so we depart naked. We absolutely don't own anything permanently. We come naked, we exit naked, and so it leads us to the third fact about wealth and man. Fact number 3. Man or woman is a manager of wealth on earth. He or she can be a good or bad manager. Based on this concept, I came naked, I will go naked. I came with nothing, I'll take nothing. This then places man into nothing but the role of a manager when they acquire wealth. So whether it is inherited wealth or wealth worked for, you have only a lifetime, 70 years or plus to the most, or whatever your number of years will be on earth. That's the time you are responsible for the management of that wealth. It is not going to stay with you. You didn't come with it. You won't take it. You are simply a manager. The question is, are you a good manager or are you a poor manager of the wealth? Realizing this concept or this principle has at its power the ability to then remind yourself that what you have acquired after you were born is really a responsibility to now be managed in the best way for your happiness and hopefully for the happiness of many, because at the point of exiting, it will lead us, or it will lead you to fact number 4. Fact number 4, money is a survivor. It remains when the manager dies. It is transferred to other managers. I must admit that this is one of the things that's really, that makes life sometimes meaningless. Because here is a person born without anything. They work so hard. They work so hard for the wealth that they are gathering or amassing. But when they die and the wealth survives them. The wealth remains on earth. But then the bad or the hard part is that the wealth they worked for so hard is now placed in the managers of whoever those managers are. It's simply transferred from that person as manager to the other managers who remain. The sad part is those managers can actually be bad managers who may totally destroy the wealth you worked for all your lifetime. But believe you me, this is a fact about wealth. Wealth survives you. You found it. You will leave it. Therefore, have the wisdom to realize that that's the case and apply wisdom in your life. Point number 5, fact 5. Wealth is slippery. It can fly away very quickly if not well managed. Wealth is a very strange thing. There are people you've probably known in your life who had or who acquired a lot of wealth today, and tomorrow that wealth is gone. It's like, where did it go? But the wealth is slippery. Wealth has a way of growing wings, and it flies away quickly. You cannot put your trust in your wealth, because the nature of wealth is that it can go, it can fly, it can just be lost. In this world, wealth can be stolen, wealth can rot, wealth can be subjected to catastrophic losses such as natural disasters. Wealth is slippery on earth, and that's just the nature of wealth. Which leads us to fact number 6. Fact number 6 is that money does not make one happy. Its proper use can help make one happy. It's not money that makes people happy. It's the proper use of money that can contribute to their happiness. I read of a research that was done to wealthy people, or to actually a group of people in the United States of America. This research revealed that there is a certain threshold, a certain amount of annual income, let's say $70,000, that's the amount that was reflected in the research, up to about $70,000. People who make $70,000 per year, or people who make a certain amount that can afford them the basics of life, there is an indication that they experience a certain level of happiness. However, this research showed that when people have excess amounts, $500,000 income per month, or $1 million income per month, or whatever, their level of happiness does not correspond with the amount of money they acquire as they acquire more and more of the money. What this has shown is that even if a person has a lot of money, the same issues of life that bring or take away happiness still linger around. Therefore, money does not make one happy. Now, it is true, as we will learn, that when you don't have the means, you can suffer the consequences of failure to live a basic life with its basic necessities. Fact number 7. While money can't buy happiness, or life for that matter, it can buy those things that make life easy to be lived and prolong life. Now, it's important to remember this because, sometimes people become so zealous that they say, no, I don't need money. Money won't make me happy. And it's true, we've said that. But it is also true that while money can't make a person happy, it has the potential or the capacity to buy those things that make life easier. For example, money can help you buy a comfortable bed. And a comfortable bed at least will help you find some meaningful sleep comfortably. Money can buy and furnish you with air conditioning system in your house so that you are more comfortable with regulated temperature. Money can buy an automobile, a car, and enable you to have transport to go where you want to go. Those are things you would not have if you don't have money. And this is where that principle was, that there is a certain threshold, a certain level that a person needs to have for them to survive with some level of comfort or some level of attributed happiness. However, as we have said, money won't give happiness, but it can buy things that will make living much better. There are many people today who would have received proper medical treatment, either in those countries where they have good medical facilities and good medical treatment, but because they don't have money, they haven't gone there. Those who have money have gone there, have received treatment, they have prolonged their lives. This is what is meant by this fact number 7. That money can't buy happiness, but it has the potential or the capacity to buy certain things that can make living much easier. Fact number 8. Money is never too much. The more one makes, the stronger the craving to want to have more. Believe you me, when people start making a lot of money, they attempt a lot in life. And as they attempt a lot in life, they open this business, they open this business. There's this thing that comes with financial success. You want to constantly want to make more and make more and make more. The irony or the funny part is you will find a person in this craving madness of trying to make more money. They miss lunch. They don't sleep enough hours because they are trying to make money. At the end of the day, the very money they are trying to make, or actually making so much, when the day comes of exiting the earth, they exit it and the money remains. So why then not have the wisdom to know that since you brought nothing, and as you work for everything, refrain from taking all your energy just into making money, money, money. Because at the end of it all, money would be transferred to other managers when you go, and you yourself may have deprived yourself of quality life while you were living. Fact number 9. Money is enjoyed only when you are alive. The dead don't use money. You know, this principle is important to keep because there are so many people who deny themselves of enjoying life. You know, we exist on earth as creatures of God, not to suffer. It was not the will of the Creator that man or woman should be suffering. And when the Lord gives you wealth, have the wisdom to sit down and say, God, with what you've given me, let me enjoy it. Enjoy it, obviously, not selfishly, but enjoy it. It does not make sense to be so possessed about money making, to be so possessed about trying to be rich. You acquire this, and you acquire that, and you acquire this, and you are depriving yourself of living. Remember, you have only 70 years, or 70 years plus to the most, to live. So why deprive yourself of a good, reasonable life using the means God has given you to enjoy life? Enjoying life is not wrong. It's not a sin. As long as you have everything into a clear perspective, it is right. The next thing that's important on that is to remember, when you die, you won't dictate what will happen to the money, and you won't even spend it. You are gone. Fact number 10. When money is grown slowly, it lasts longer. When it is grown fast, it flies away as fast as it came. This is a fundamental principle of money. You know, when you are growing money by hard working, there are certain experiences in your life that you go through that make you value the little you are making, that make you invest the little you are making. You see it grow. You see it not sometimes almost go down, but you grow it. You are growing it with all your passion and your heart. That money, grown slowly, will stay longer with you because you've developed a character and principles that come with acquiring wealth. However, when wealth is put in your hands, here you are, all of a sudden, overnight, from a pauper to a millionaire, or You do something wrong to acquire that money, and all of a sudden you become a rich person. When money comes too fast, you've not had time. Your human nature has not had time to adjust to know how to manage much. That money is likely to go as quickly as it came. Therefore, when money is grown slowly, it lasts longer. Number 11. Inherited wealth does not come along with a developed character or principles appropriate to managing that wealth. One has to work at developing those principles. Let me put it this way. You know, when a parent has inherited a lot of wealth because of their ability to make wealth, because of their ability to work hard, and then they pass that wealth at the point of death, let's say to their children, that wealth is transferred from the hands of people who had grown it, who had learned the hard way of managing it and seeing how money grows and learning the dangers of money. When it is placed into hands of children that inherit it, you have not transferred your character to your children. That is why when they get it, they are most likely going to collapse all of that because they need to learn how to manage it. That's why this principle says inherited wealth does not come along with it with a developed character to manage it. Your children have to work at that character development that will enable them to manage the wealth. Fact number 12. Wealth separates friends. Even close friends, when not carefully managed, have suffered separation. You know, stories after stories have come when two people began as great friends. They began a business. They were buddies. They were suffering together. As they acquire wealth and it grows, something comes up. Something in the nature of money and man. You find them separating. They just can't coexist. They start quarreling. They are not able to see things eye to eye. Money separates friends, even close friends, if not well managed. Fact number 13. Because of money, many have been killed. Husbands, wives, children, friends, strangers, and nations have been killed because of money. Money is a motivator to kill. People have killed. How many stories have we watched on TV or read in the newspapers of how this husband or this wife, realizing the husband has some good amount in the life insurance, or the wife has some money in the life insurance, and wanting to be the one who survives, they have either killed a husband, killed a wife in order to inherit that wealth. Money has killed many. I have heard of children who have been sacrificed in order for business to grow, all that stuff. Nations have gone to war with other nations to get their wealth. Wealth or money has been a great danger to life. And it's just like that. This is the animal. That's money. That's what it is. For that reason, the next fact is true. Money gives people power. And when they get power, they can then use that power either for good or for bad. How many times have you attended a meeting, either a funeral meeting or some board, and the meeting is either just going wishy-washy until people with big money walk in? And when they walk in, all of a sudden, the power they bring, because they have the capacity to fund huge projects, to do so much, money gives people power. I mean, money gives power to the extent that if if one is not careful, the worst happens. But money gives power. Takes us to the next principle. Too much money endangers one's life. You know, if you go around the world, if you go out here in Zambia, if you want to find the strongest war fences, the fences that are not only a wall, but with electric fences on top, with barbed wire on it, with security at the door, at the gates, it is houses of very wealthy people. Why? Because any wealthy person knows that with wealth comes the danger from the killers to want to get that money. I remember traveling with one reasonably rich person. As he was driving in the car, we found another car in front, and he slammed on the brakes, and off slid the pistol from under the car right in front of his feet. I asked him, I said, "What's that for?" He says, "I move with it because, you know, people know I have wealth, they can easily attack me." And that's true. Too much money can endanger one's life. This is all the more reason why you need to understand and refrain from excessively just being possessed to want to have more. Because the more you have, the more you actually endanger your life. Fact 16. Money excites people. People divorce, friends separate, friendships start when money increases. I have heard stories after stories of people who struggled to even find some nice madame to marry them. And when they have married that nice madame, and then they are promoted at work and they start earning more money, the next thing you hear is they are divorcing, they have 20 girlfriends, they have all these things. There are so many people who are supposed to be in jails today or behind bars, but they are walking because they had money and they used money and the power of money to corrupt a judge, to corrupt this and that, and are there. Money corrupts. This is just the nature of this animal. And so at this point, I guess you are wondering and saying, Doc, then what is the conclusion about money? I have these thoughts for you to consider. Number one, money is a two-edged sword. Therefore, it must be managed carefully. Now, let me encourage you, strongly encourage you. Please take time to do these assignments, because these assignments really are meant to fortify the lessons you have been learning. Don't take them like, no, the show is over. These are assignments. The assignments are deliberately meant to help you now engage with what you've been learning. So assignment number one, identify 5 facts that impacted you as you listened. We shared a total of about 18 facts about money. I would like you to identify, review them, then identify 5 of the facts that impacted you based on what you heard and in your life, which is unique and different from others. Secondly, I would like you, assignment number 2, write 3 actions you plan to do based on what you have learned. For example, you may say, number 1, because I have a lot of wealth, that will be inherited by my children. I would like to help my children acquire principles or characteristics that will enable them to manage this wealth successfully when I am gone. That's one of the less action plans you can say, that I'm going to help my children. Number two, you can also simply say, based on what I have learned, that I should enjoy some of the wealth that I have, I will take a holiday and go to some place and kind of relax. So I want you to do these two assignments, and when you have written down the 3 actions you plan to do, follow it up. Pursue it. Don't let it just be actions you have written. Now, you know that we love to hear from you. And so as we come to the close of the program, I would like to encourage you. Take your phone. The number is running on the screen. 09633731115. Send us a text asking questions, or simply giving a testimony that you really have been blessed. We would like to hear from you. Until we meet again, stay blessed. Our shows are every day, every Sunday at 2000 hours Zambian time. You will watch a show at that time. Thank you.